I don't know if Vietnam's supposed to be a separate segment here or not, but I spent 2.5 years in Vietnam, and my daughter said we were going to make a video of war stories. Well, I don't like that term, war stories, and I think I explained this earlier, that it's very difficult to leave out the exaggeration, the bullshit, and make yourself look like a hero. I was by no stretch of the imagination a hero. The heroes are 90% of them that are genuine heroes. Their names embedded in a marble wall in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, otherwise known as the Vietnam War Memorial. I know too many people on that memorial. My first impression of Vietnam was, oh wow, what a beautiful country. And that was out the little portal window out of a C-130 where I was making a landing at Cam Ranh Bay. I went from Cam Ranh Bay. I'd heard of Cam Ranh Bay, but had no idea what the hell was going on there. But I was assigned from there to the 199th Light Infantry Brigade, whose headquarters was down around Long Binh. As a matter of fact, it was in Long Binh. They were nicknamed the Red Catchers, and I've got a lot of fond memories about that outfit too. It's you tend to have very fond memories of places you almost bought the farm in. And matter of fact, too many people bought the farm there in the 199th, going out of their way to be heroes, not intentionally, not for the sole purpose of being a hero or, oh, I want to be a hero. It just became second nature to them, and they did the unexpected at the unexpected time, and they saved a lot of lives, and that's what heroes do, I think. And I'll never classify myself in any way, shape, or form as a hero. We used to go. There was a alert platoon, Mike alert platoon, that we didn't even have an alphabetical designator for the time. It was just the recon platoon that was assigned to the 199th Light Infantry Brigade. And I was an artillery FO, and I used to go out with nothing smaller than a company-size unit. Well, I seen that this recon unit was going out and going out and going out, and they had a platoon leader and a platoon sergeant, and the rest in squad leaders, and they had 3 squads. It was one platoon, and they weren't authorized by Army hierarchy or whatever the hell authorized it, but they didn't deserve an artillery FO according to the military, but according to the Army. But I asked to go out with them, voluntarily went out with the recon platoon with Lieutenant Loki and Sergeant Sandberg, the platoon leader, and the platoon sergeant. Well, we went out on this ambush patrol one time along the Vam Kadong River and the Bobo Canal. I can't remember if it was the Bobo Canal or Hobo Canal. But anyhow, we were at the intersection there of the two, and it was a old French fort there from the French days, and it was on the Cambodian border. And it was a known infiltration corridor for Viet Cong and North Vietnamese to infiltrate supplies, arms, and ammunition, mostly ammunition, into the war zone. Well, the whole damn country was a war zone, but into specific areas around the war zone. So we went out on an ambush one night. We had a very successful ambush. Sure enough, in the middle of the night, here comes 3 or 4 sampans down the canal, and they're loaded down with not too many troops, but the I guess they had 2 or 3 soldiers in each one of the sampans. But anyhow, we tripped the ambush, blew the hell out of the, and had a very successful ambush. Well, less than a week later, the brilliant battalion commander decided, well, that was so damn successful, well, I think we'll send them back in the exact same place and see what they can come out of there with this time. Well, we were back there in the same damn place, and we were all 50% or 50% of us sleeping or trying to sleep, resting at least, and the other 50% wide awake and alert and ready for anything, or we thought ready for anything. Well, the ambushers became the ambushees because they were waiting in the Viet Cong or the NVA, whoever they were waiting in that specific spot for us. And I was on my 50% rest period for 2 hours and was almost sound asleep. And believe it or not, I heard my father's voice. My father died in 1962, and this was in 1968. And I heard him say, and he always called me Rob, Rob, get up, Rob, get up, Rob, get up now. And I got up and I jumped into this bomb crater that was our CP, and in come the rockets and the mortars and the small arms fire, and that first damn rocket or first damn mortar, I'm not sure which it was, hit dead in the spot where I was sleeping and blew the shit out of all my equipment, and it was followed by rockets, RPGs, what are known as RPGs. And I don't know if it's my imagination, and I gotta be careful here, but I believe I got hit by an RPG in the head, in the back of my skull, and it bounced off and went and blew up on one of the walls of the French fort. From the firer's position, it would have been better if it would have hit me right in the forehead and blew up in my brain or face. But it felt like somebody smacked me in the back of the head with a baseball bat. And I'm sure I lost consciousness for a few seconds at least. And I woke up and I was yelling, fire Delta Charlie 1. Delta Charlie is a defensive concentration. And artillery's FOs, if they're going to be in a night defensive position, they plan these things all around them. Well, this Delta Charlie 1 was in a tree zone, a tree square that was out in the middle of a rice paddy where this fire was coming from. And I guess it was maybe 100 meters from where our position was. But anyhow, I believe I got hit by that RPG. And the RPG, if you're familiar with it, it's a long tubular type of device that has a rocket motor on the back of it. It's round and it's finned, and on this end it's got a warhead that is about the size of a small football and shaped like a small football, and about 1.5 inches on the end is a silver detonator. That when that detonator hits, it explodes. Well, as the RPG is fired, it floats, it fishtails through the air toward its target. And I believe I got caught in the float. I know damn right well I didn't get hit directly by it. But I think the edge of the damn thing, or maybe the fins apparatus, hit my head, exploded on the French wall, which was about 10 yards behind me, and then threw shrapnel all up the back of my head. Chaplain, or why do I keep calling him Chaplain? Lieutenant Loki, he almost bought the farm that night. He caught a gash of shrapnel from the behind his earlobe down to the front of his neck, and I thought his head was going to fall off. Well, I had him fire Delta Charlie 1, and we stayed there and fired all through the night, or not all through the night. Actually, the whole thing probably didn't last 20 minutes. but we took several casualties, and they had to be medevac, particularly Lieutenant Loki. We thought he was going to die. And I was scheduled to get on that first medevac out of there because I was bleeding profusely because all head wounds bleed a lot. But as a matter of fact, I looked down at my map and I couldn't read it. And I reached back and touched my head. I was afraid I was going to put my hand in my brain. But I looked down on the map and I couldn't see shit. I couldn't see nothing. And I'm looking with a red filtered flashlight. And red filtered flashlights don't show very well on a field of blood because my map was completely covered with blood. Well, when I stuck my fingers and it felt sticky and warm, and when I smeared it off, I could see it. And I thought, oh my God, that's my blood. And anyhow, I fired Delta Charlie 1 and I adjusted the fire up into our position where I gave the command over the radio to add 50, fire for effect. And the radio operator came back to me. He's the fire direction center where the artillery was coming from, and he came back to me and he said, "You realize that is on your position?" I said, "Fire for effect," and which means they throw 6 rounds out there and try to kill everything in their kill zone or in their cone of fire. And I told everybody to get down, and I don't know why, but no friendlies were injured by that fire for effect. We were about to be overrun because in the initial fire, the blast of the fire, I could see these little enemy soldiers running up there toward our position. They were going to overrun us. But anyhow, that saved the day, and I didn't get on that first medevac because I thought, oh hell, if I leave, Sandberg's going to be here by himself, and not that he wasn't fully competent and been able to handle any situation that come up, but I just felt like there ought to be an officer's presence with him. So I stayed. And for that, obviously, I was awarded the Bronze Star with V device. The V device means valor, and the Purple Heart.